you the exact step-by-step process of exactly how, as a team, collectively, right, between myself, the coaches, everyone here on board have collected over $15 million in cash across multiple offers, right? Depends on different offers, whether you're ranging from biz op to other stuff as well. Really just depends on what we're doing. But this is really everything in depth. And I wanted to go through the in-depth process of the call. Now, obviously, Markham, I don't know if there's a place you want me to start off with, but ultimately, just to go through it here, biggest thing the industry lacks, as we all know, guys, is trust, right? The biggest thing in the info product, high ticket, quote unquote space is that what makes a person come onto a call and spend 5, 10, 15, 20 grand, right? Is it, because the closer is amazing? Is it because the appointment setters are doing their job? Is it because, obviously the marketing is so good? All of these things work in tandem to make sure that an offer is successful, right? But ultimately, the biggest thing is just trust. And so being able to build trust on the call. Now we're talking about the high ticket closing framework specifically, but how to build trust on the call is what I wanted to bring to you guys here. Now, again, not dropping everything because there is a lot within the Influence Academy that, Mark and I see you smiling over there.
Yeah.
We're not going to be sharing everything, right? We will share a lot of the in-depth process that we use for exactly how to get these deals done. Now, for anyone who's brand new in sales, you're going to want to look at this and look at this as a framework. We don't believe in scripts. There's no script selling, nothing of that nature, right? We're human beings. Let's have a conversation, guys, for once. Make sure we do that, and let's dive right into it. So basically, again, what's lacking in the industry right now? Trust. Also, another thing, guys, salespeople, a big thing with salespeople or individuals in the sales space typically is they don't have any systems. Like Markham, when you started off in sales, man, how did your systems look? Were you tracking your stuff?
Man, to be honest with you, like I wasn't tracking anything for like the first 2 months, I would say. Like everything was crazy. I would get a ton of payment plans and I'm like, where are these guys? Like I don't even know where to find them, right? So the second I was able to actually implement a system, right, that we kind of broke down a little bit here on, why system's important. But it goes a lot deeper than just that, right? I mean, systems will not only make you more efficient in high ticket sales, but it'll also cause a lot less stress, right? Because
Yep.
ultimately, we don't have any systems in place and we're stressing about where's our money? Like we need to find our money, right? At the end of the day, because it is our money. So not only will systems create a more structured foundation for you to actually be more successful in high ticket sales, but as well as cause a lot less stress for you. So
Completely agree. And that's the biggest thing, guys. Like broken systems, right? I always use the analogy, like we use analogies on sales calls all the time, but it's kind of like you have a boat, there's water entering the boat, and instead of trying to fix the leak in the boat, you just keep pouring more water into it, hoping that it's gonna work, right? It's the same exact thing. It's like you keep rowing, but we're not fixing the root of the problem. When you don't have the right systems in place, guys, it doesn't work. And that's the biggest thing. Like Markham said, tracking your payment plans, tracking your calls, tracking your cash collected. The biggest issue that we've faced and that I've faced specifically throughout my career, guys, I've lost a lot of deals, lost a lot of money by just not paying attention to where things go. There's a reason why we say you pay attention to what you pay for, right? It's because you have a system behind it. So, and honestly, the last thing, guys, is really just like, again, people think that blaming other people, blaming external factors, blaming the marketing is going to make it happen. Ultimately, guys, it's not. I understand every single offer. Even at the academy, we get the chance to look at hundreds of different offers and see what they look like and see how they run. But again, every single offer is different. It's a matter of really understanding what the baseline is that people need getting into it. What is it that takes a lead from someone who, again, clicks on an ad, goes to a VSL, goes to a landing page, obviously watches that whole thing, right? And then obviously books a call afterwards, whether it's a webinar, paid traffic lead, organic lead, whatever the case may be. So that's exactly what we're going to be diving into today. And I want to make sure that we touch on it correctly. So again, basically, guys, this is like the broken down version. And I'm going to link this in the bio as well, or mark them, I don't know. It's not even my
yeah,
thing. I'm going to
we'll
keep it in
figure
the
it out.
bio.
It'll be there.
Yeah. I'll ask Markham to link it in the bio if you could be so kind. But I want to walk through what the flow chart really looks like as far as the sales process, guys. And so anybody who's closing right now, this can be applicable to you. This is the exact intro to the process that has helped us collect and close at a rate of over 90% on calls taken at times. So again, whenever you jump on the call, guys, you basically know that you're going to be closing. So ultimately, again, intro, determining factor for the rest of the call. We always talk about this, and this is one thing that Markham and I go back and forth on all the time. It's like whenever you get onto a call, the way you introduce yourself initially is exactly how the rest of the call will go. If you jump on the call, again, you're uncomfortable, you're not able to be present, you're not able to be there with the person, you're not able to crack a joke, make them crack a smile, have a good time, right? That is the biggest thing because that is the person's first impression that they will never forget, right? So if you jump on a call and you're not in the right energy, you're not in the right mood, guys, please keep in mind that there's a lot more than lose you a deal that actually costs you everything afterwards as well. Cost you time, cost the prospect the opportunity to actually have a genuine conversation with you. It's all about them at the end of the day. Okay, guys, always focus on the prospect. Which
Yeah.
brings me to point two. Morgan, go ahead.
Yeah. So I just wanted to kind of add something onto the intro. Like, I want to go back to what Steph mentioned a little bit earlier. Like, a lot of y'all, and I'm not saying y'all do this, but some of y'all probably do look at scripts from the second you have an intro all the way down to the pitch and ultimately the close. So, with you coming into the introduction, if you're looking at a script, right? I mean, Steph, how would you feel if somebody was looking at a script if you were on a sales call with them?
I mean,
You'd
I
be able
feel
to
like it's
tell
yeah, you'd be able to tell, and it's not obviously not a genuine conversation.
immediately. So that's one big thing is just be yourself. Don't try to do anything crazy. Be you. Stefanos is quite literally Stefanos in person and on the phones, in person and on the camera. Be yourself. People will gravitate towards you for simply doing that.
Completely agree. And to that point, like Mark, I'm so happy you brought that up because right here, guys, the intro of the call is where you have to really bring forth that magnetic energy, like Markham's talking about, right? Markham jumps on. Markham, what's up, man? Where are you calling from? Right? I noticed your area code is this, right? You from this other place? You from Memphis originally? Yeah, you are. Okay, cool, man. Got a ton of people from there, right? Bring up that vibe, that good energy, that presence to the call. And the focus, guys, this is the big thing that people miss out on. Focus should always be on the prospect. You're never talking about the product. You're never talking about the mentorship. You're never talking about the service at this point. This is about them, right? What do you need? How can I help you specifically? Now, the other big thing that, obviously Brandon, our partner here, always talks about is really just pre-framing, guys. This is a hack in and of itself. The way you ask a question is exactly how the person is going to answer. And this is one thing that is super important. And you can apply this to anywhere, guys, right? It involves the understanding of the person's identity. Once you say something, you lay a frame, and a person identifies with that frame, high chance of them acting in accordance with what you just said. So, for example, let's just say this. I'm going to slide to the next part of the Miro board here, and Markham's going to explain everything perfectly. Markham, can you explain this?
Yeah, I mean, influence, right? For example, I mean, trying to take conversation topic, trying the conversation topic. I messed that up. Noah, cut it out. Noah, cut it out.
Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving.
So yeah, influence, right? Trying the conversation topic back to the motives. I think you meant to say tying. Oh my gosh, bro.
It's all good, bro. We start tying. It's cool.
What exactly are you trying to get me to do here, though?
I'm
Is
trying to pre-frame you into doing a good job.
let me pre-frame you into doing a good job because I'm not. I
All
don't.
right,
I
fuck
haven't
it.
even seen
Cool.
the Myra board once.
That's it's cool. It's cool. Let's go back. So yeah, so pre-framing, guys. Again, the way you answer, the way you ask a question is going to determine the way they answer it. So, for example, if I'm on a call with Markham, right, and I say, "Hey, Markham, right, given that you've been thinking about this for so long, what do you feel like makes now the right time for you to take that step?" Now, as you guys can see, because I used given that you've been thinking about this for so long, he's now going to answer with the context that I gave him and say, "Oh man, yeah, it has been a long time. I did want to do this prior, but for XYZ reason, I never took that step forward." And now it makes that question so much more impactful, right? So, as for that, again, you can do that multiple times throughout the call. Now, what is influence? Let's understand it on a more granular level, right? Tying the conversation topic back to their motives. The biggest thing to understand, and I mean, Markham, I'd love for you to chime in on this too, but the biggest thing to understand within any conversation is just why are we having the conversation in the first place, right? What is it that drove each individual to have a conversation? And I always love, Matthew McConaughey always talks about how every relationship at its core is transactional. Now, it's not like, let's say Mark and I are close. It's not like, I'm going to expect something from Markham every time I do something for him or vice versa. It's just a matter of there is a transaction there. There is, in a sense, value that Markham provides to me that I provide to him. It's the same thing with everyone around you, right? So always remember in a sales call, in a conversation that you're having to influence someone, yes, absolutely, there is value on both ends. All you have to do is aim to provide more value on that call than they get out of you, essentially, right? So they get more value out of you than you give back than you get out of them. So if they're paying you $5,000, if they're paying you $10,000, whatever it is, they have to feel like the problem that you are solving for them is worthy of that upfront amount of that money being paid, right? The bigger the problem, the more someone is willing to spend to solve that problem. Mark, man,
Yeah.
if you want to touch on that.
No. I mean, I completely agree. I think there's literally not much else I could add to that. I mean, Stefanos, this is why he's so good. He's so easily relatable, and he can explain things very well. So I honestly, you nailed it on the head, bro. You nailed it on the head, bro.
Cool. Well, just want to
Awesome.
make sure everything's covered, man. Sometimes I miss things, so I appreciate it.
Awesome. Awesome.
And honestly, guys, this is the biggest thing, right? So again, just to go through it, detachment, you're opening up the call, right? The intro. Okay, Markham, where are you calling from? Build some rapport, build some familiarity there. Trust is built on familiarity, guys, right? Why do you go back to the restaurant and order the same steak every single time? Is it because it's the best food in the world? Probably not. But it's because you know exactly what you're getting every time you go. And that's why people go back and they go back again and they make it again, right? So same thing here. Now, serving statement, what does this actually look like? I want to break this down a little bit here. So any offer that you are on as a closer, as an appointment setter, whatever it is that you're doing, any offer that offers a guarantee, right? Example, you get to, buy your first business in 6 months, right? Or we help you, double your revenue in 3 months or whatever, 90 days, whatever it is, right? Always leveraging this in the intro and the set of your call. And we're going to get into the set in just a second. But leveraging the guarantee in the intro of the call is huge. For this, I might say something like, yeah, Markham, obviously, because every single person here, we have the opportunity to hand select who we work with. And we also help you double your revenue within 90 days, guaranteed. We're not going to just bring anybody in who, is not serious, someone who's not willing to put in the work, and someone who, has to think about things or has to take a million years to make a decision because they won't see success anyway. Let's pause off there. So now you guys see what I did, right? I tied the guarantee back to why we're so selective of who we work with is because I'm framing it in your best interest. I'm making it selective to best help you. That's the biggest thing. Now, after that, notice how I use that. I'm labeling, which I already did there, right? We're looking for individuals who are driven. We're looking for individuals who are motivated. And we're looking for people that are not going to have to think about things for a million years and let me, consult with my whole neighborhood and get back to you. Because ultimately, Markham, in business, if we're helping you triple your revenue or double your revenue, whatever the guarantee is, it's not because someone came on and they had to think about it, right? That's probably because they wouldn't be successful anyway. And as you
100%.
notice, the final part is me discouraging non-buyer behavior, right? So once again, guys, anybody who has to think about it, anybody who has to look things over and take time, and they're just ultimately not serious and probably won't see success anyway. So as you can tell, the way I'm saying it in a playful way, I'm not making it sound extremely serious, but I am placing my emphasis on the words that I want to land correctly. That's the biggest thing. I remember Markham when you started setting, that's when the
Dude.
magic happened.
Dude, so I mean, for me, like, if anyone can take literally anything from this video, please rewind 5 minutes if you have to. This is the most important part of every single sales call, in my opinion, is the set. Inevitably, you're setting the tone for the rest of the call, similar to the intro, right? But when you hard set, they're going to remember that the entire call. They are going to remember, okay, well, I have to make a yes or no decision by the end of this call, right? And we're going to get into that a little bit later on. But 9 times out of 10, what happens is they give you a yes or no answer, right? Maybe we'll have the few stranglers in there, give you like, talk to my pet goldfish or whatever it is, bro. But for the
Yeah.
most part, and this is very, very important. So appreciate you for sharing that stuff.
No, I appreciate you having me, man. That's the biggest thing, guys. It's like, again, remember, leveraging your guarantees, exclusivity, authority, and the way that we want to position ourselves on the calls, guys, is let's say, Markham's the mentor, right? That I'm selling for, or Markham's the offer owner. It's never like, hey, please join the mentorship. It's actually like, hey, man, if I bring you on here, that means that you're gonna work with Markham. Markham's gonna invest his time, energy, and resources to help you. I actually do want to make sure if you're someone who's serious about this. Because if you're not, by all means, please let me know now and that way we can move on, right? So you're literally setting the frame for them to understand how serious and how impactful this can be for them. And this can apply to any type of sales, guys, like insurance sales, car sales, real estate, like anything that you're doing, right? If you tell somebody, hey, I want to make sure that whoever I speak with, whoever I go do visits with, whoever I go, bring into the showroom, like a couple of, best friends of mine are, they sell timepieces, right? Luxury timepieces. Guys, super important to remember. Anybody that's coming into your shop, if you own that shop, make sure they're serious, make sure they're qualified, make sure they're actually in a position to purchase something, not in the sense of that you want to sell them on the spot, but just like, is this person buying for the right reasons? Is this person dedicated towards actually getting something and getting started, right? Super important, guys. It's for their sake at the end of the day. Okay.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
now, yeah,
you
go ahead.
don't wait. I mean, Just as much as you don't want your time to get wasted, you don't want to waste their time either, right? So
Exactly. Same exact thing. And honestly, before we get into the set and what that looks like, that's gonna be the final, part of the video. Here's a lot of sauce there, but um, a lot of people lose money, lose a lot of money in their sales process, right? And a lot of it comes to the old, I want to say like the old way of doing things, right? The scripts, hey, the same thing, reading from the pages. You see them on the screen, right? You're on a Zoom call with somebody just like we are right now, Markham, and like you see me like moving my pages all across the screen and I'm trying to like read, right? That stuff doesn't work anymore, guys. It's quite simple, okay? Another thing is let's completely eliminate yes oriented questions, right? Markham, do you
let's
want
get
to do
rid of it,
this?
bro. Please, let's
Yeah,
get rid
let's
of
just get rid of them. Yeah. Do you want to do this? Do you want to buy this? Do you think this is what you want? All of that stuff, guys. It gets somebody to say no. It just feels like get somebody to say yes. It just feels weird, right? Like it feels like they're trying to give you something and they're giving you a yes. Instead, opt in for something like a double commitment question, right? Or like a open-ended question. Like Markham, where do you see this helping you the most? Now he's going to tell me, right?
it.
Or do you prefer this aspect of what we do or that aspect of what we do? Or maybe a little bit of both, right? Oh, I love this part because of this. Okay. Why? Why is that important to you? Right? Open and then get them to open up instead of just a yes question. Do you want to do this? Yes. That's when people
Super,
jump off at the end of the call.
super, super important here for setters. If you have any setters watching as well, always very important to open up your calls with a double commitment question, right? Hey, I mean, are you just now investing into real estate or are you already previously invested? Right.
Correct.
So it's just, I
Correct.
mean, the yes questions, dude, like throw them out of
Out
the
the
window,
window.
bro. Let's just
Out the
throw them
window.
out of the window, dude. The
Out the
garbage
window.
is 5 feet away from you, bro. Go throw them in there.
Agreed. Agreed. Now the second part is also like internal focus, right? A lot of times, guys, every time I've lost a deal, I've made a lot of mistakes, but every time I've lost a deal, it's always because personally, I'm thinking more about myself than I'm thinking about the prospect. Like I'm looking at myself on the camera and I'm saying to myself, "Oh man, do I look good? Am I sounding good right now? Is this person perceiving me as higher value, lower value? Is this person looking up to me, looking down to me?" Obviously, yes, you want to be observant, but the more magnetic your energy is, just comes naturally from you being externally focused, which basically means like, let's say if Markham was the prospect, it's all on Markham. I'm just asking Markham what he needs help with, how we can help him, what his pain points are, right? How long he's been wanting to do this. I'm not talking about myself. I'm not telling you my life story and my anecdotes about how I had the same problem. Like none of that is relevant as far as the conversation goes. It's always coming, and it goes back to like the same thing here. It comes from a serving statement, like Markham, what do you need, and how can I help, right? That's going to give them the opportunity to open up to you before you go into any sort of like mentorship program, talking about the product, the service that you're selling. None of that matters. Get to them first. Understand what they need, if they even need this in the first place. Sometimes you'll come across people who actually don't like need what you have or not looking for what you have. It happens. It's fine. That's just ethical sales.
Yeah,
Very simple.
completely agree.
Final part, honestly, is just like lack of understanding for the prospect's needs, guys. Like, how many times do you see yourself? You're talking to the prospect, and ultimately they say something, they give you a lot of pain, or they give you something they're going through, and you just completely skim over it, right? You're not observant, you're not listening, right? Pay attention to what they're saying, guys. It's honestly, you can have an entire conversation with literally just acknowledging, labeling, and next question, right? Markham, how long has that been going on for? He tells
Uh,
me. Oh
five
man, like
years.
5 years. Man, I can imagine that's weighing on you.
Yeah, no, it's weighing on me more than you could ever imagine, dude. Like it's taking a toll on me.
Man, it sounds like you've realized that you're at a point where if you don't make a change now, I mean, you already know what the next 5 years is going to look like.
Yeah, it's a scary thing. Like I don't want to go down the exact same path that I've been going down, especially not for 5 more years. So
I hear you, man. I mean, what do you feel like has held you back this whole time?
to be completely honest, just like a lack of, guidance, bro. Like I just don't have the knowledge to be able to achieve what I want to achieve.
There we go. Thank you for that.
Closed,
And
credit card,
as you
done.
guys can see, right? Super simple, just a brief example. But again, like he gives me a level of pain. I acknowledge it. I can imagine how that must feel. Sounds like, right? I'm labeling him. Sounds like you've realized you're at a point where you want to make a change. He agrees. The moment he agrees, cool, man. Well, given that you want to make a change, like what do you feel like has been holding you back? Question. And you can have a conversation like that, guys, over and over. He can give me that now. I can do the same thing, right? Oh yeah, man. Of course, I totally like. I hear that. I understand that, right? I feel that. Okay. And so, given that that's the case, what else do you need help with? And I could just keep going with questions after question after question until he closes, right? Same thing, guys. So again, eliminate all the bullshit. eliminate the scripts, focus on the prospect, and make sure you understand their deepest desires as far as what they're looking to do. Guys, motives is the biggest thing. Motives is more important than any goal or any, like, yes, we ask people what their goals are, what they want to accomplish. Yes, but why? What is it that's behind that, guys? What is the identity that they're looking to build? Who do you want to become on the call? That is the biggest thing. Okay. Now, going back to it again. Now, this I'm not going to get into 100% because there's a lot that goes into this. But
Yeah.
guys, transitions while building identity is the step-by-step approach to closing every single deal. Now, I know we're short on time here, Marco, so I don't want to like take up too much of your time. But anyway, identity, guys, is the biggest thing, right? Markham, I'd imagine a smart guy like yourself, you know, everybody has to, thinks they have to think about things or have to have all the details before they do anything, right? Smart guy like yourself, it seems like for you, you're willing to put in the work so long as you have the right process behind
Exactly. Yeah. I mean,
it. There you
it's that simple, bro. I feel like a very smart guy in that scenario. I
go.
feel like I was Jeff Bezos over here, bro.
That's
And
what
I'm
you
gonna
need,
give you an
guys.
answer like I'm a smart guy, right?
Exactly.
I don't do
Exactly.
those things, right? Because
Exactly.
I want to be that person.
Exactly. You're
Also,
responding to the pre-frame of that question, right? Because Markham's a smart guy, now that I labeled him as a smart guy, he's not going to give me an answer that I don't want, right? And finally, guys, biggest thing, okay? I'm going to drop something for you guys here. Whenever you're learning, and we're learning every single day, I'm learning every single day. That's the biggest thing. We're all learning, right? In my opinion, the way things work is you should divvy up your time as far as like, yes, take as many calls as you want to, set as many appointments as you want to. If you're a setter, close as many deals as you can. Yes, absolutely. But a lot of times it goes back to the classic saying of someone who works every minute of every day has no time to make money, right? If you are just taking call after call after call and messing up and messing up and messing up, that is not going to work, guys. Best method, again, from my experience and from the students that I've taught, is really just the 60-30-10 method, which is really just like 60% of your time is spent taking calls, being in the field, being in the game, practicing, and actually closing deals, taking reps, right? 30% of your time should be going back and revisiting how those calls and how those conversations went to ensure that you are learning every single day and you're taking one thing and implementing it going forward. So 30% of your time, which is a large chunk, especially at the beginning, guys. Anybody who's starting off as a closer, this is not what I did, by the way. This is why I lost a lot of deals. But anyone starting off, go back and revisit your calls to make sure that you get 1% better every single time. And number three, finally, is really just that last 10% is just test it out, right? Take something, I might listen to Markham's call and take something from his call and implement it on my next call and see how it lands, right? And see how I like it, right? But you don't want to practice in front of the prospect. That's the biggest thing, right? So yes, get your reps in, but make sure you are taking that 30% of your time. That 30% of your time is worth every minute to make sure that every time you are on a call, when the stakes are high, you know exactly what you're doing. All right. So I don't know, Markham, where you want me to link this framework, or I can send this over to you. But
yeah, no, just gonna put in the description here. So if anybody needs to just take a look at it, if anyone wants to save it, feel free. Um, yeah, I mean, it was an amazing call. I mean, amazing. This guy Stefanos, y'all probably learned more than you had your entire high school career. I mean, in a 30-minute call with Stefanos, right? Um, just amazing, right? And we did leave some things out. Okay, I do want to say that we did leave a bit out because we don't feel like it is fair for people that, do work one-on-one with us to reveal all the good information. Now, we did want to provide some value for y'all to be able to use this, right? And get better. But Stefanos, I don't even chime in here, but we did have to leave a bit out.
we did, yeah, we did leave a bit out. Ultimately, that is the premise of the framework. That's the initial part of it. Now, what I will do is link. I can send it over to you, Markham, if you want. I can link a recording of the intro to the set just to give everybody an understanding of what that looks like and the framework in practice. But essentially, guys, remember, it's a lot less about any sort of script, any sort of like planning on that front. It's really about the process behind it and making sure that you're focused on the prospect. So the more of yourself you can bring to the call, the more of yourself that you can bring to every single interaction, the better the people will enjoy speaking with you. And another thing, guys, is don't be too friendly with everybody, right? People buy from people they like is a classic saying, which I agree with, but I would more so agree with people actually buy from people they respect. If you respect somebody, if you look up to somebody, you have a higher likelihood of buying them. I've spent over $50,000 in mentorship in the past year alone, right? Every single person that I've spoken to and I've spent money with and I've transacted with on that call, I have a lot of respect for, you know, and that's the biggest thing. So that's my takeaway for today.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. I think my biggest takeaway is, first of all, throwing the yes answers away, like we mentioned. Throw them away. As well as you can also fill that garbage can up with all those scripts as well that you got. All right. Right. We want to be a real person. That's
Agreed.
so important because in the beginning, guys, I was portraying myself as somebody that wasn't me. It wasn't me. And these past few months, I've completely transitioned into myself. And Stephanos can vouch for me when last month I had a 96% close rate or something like that, compared to like 2 months ago, it was like a 45, 50% close rate. So just that one shift alone changed, I would honestly say changed my life, right? Because not only did I not feel the guilt, right, of not being me on these calls all day, but my income increased significantly as well. So that I don't either. You know what I mean? It's
And you're helping more people, right? That's what it's all about. It's
exactly.
helping more people. So
Exactly, dude. And it really is like you have the opportunity to change somebody's life on this call. Sales isn't about getting a commission check, right? While it is nice, the most beautiful thing about sales is being able to transition somebody's mind from thinking, oh, I can't do this, man. Like, I don't want to take a risk. I can't do this. And to thinking by the end of the call in 45 minutes, they're like, oh my gosh, like, let's go. I'm so excited. Like, I'm able to do this. And this 45-minute phone call with your prospect inevitably can change their entire life.
yeah,
So you owe it to them to make sure you're showing up to these calls fully prepared. You're showing up to these calls not mad, not upset. And that's another thing I would love to cover, Stephanos, is I mean, in the beginning, man, I was here, right? Every call, like I was like on cloud nine, then I was in the sewers, on cloud nine, in the
yeah,
sewers. That it comes with sales, right? The less you can let your commissions affect your brain or let a closed call affect you, right? Or a not closed call, nothing should affect you. While you get a bigger dopamine spike when we get a 5K, 10K piff, like it's great. But the more you can slow that down and just stay on right here, right?
yeah,
The more you're going to serve not only yourself, but the prospects.
yeah. Not getting caught up in the highs and the lows, right?
Exactly.
Everything is, regardless of what happens, we're gonna wake up tomorrow and get back in the game anyway, right? So
Yep.
yes, we celebrate, we take some hits, we take some losses, we also get some wins on the board, but either way, it's all about how you look at it. And guys, like that's another thing. Like everything's a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you get on a call and you say, I'm not going to close this person for whatever reason you have in your head, whatever excuse you have in your head, you're not going to close them. That's okay. That's fine, right? It's impossible to help somebody if you cannot enter with an objective state of mind to help yourself as well. Every amazing call you have, you should come off of every amazing call and say, I learned something about this person, but I learned something about myself as well.
Completely agree. Could not have said it better myself.
Markham, thank you once again. Happy to be a returning guest here.
Of course, dude.
Yeah,
I just want to kind of throw this out there, guys. Stephanos, Brandon, these guys are, I know we haven't met Brandon yet. Hopefully, we'll meet him here soon. Stephanos is genuinely one of the best closers in the industry. And we say this a lot to our prospects, right? If we're objection handling, maybe like well, my friend does it, right? We tell them, well, I mean, would you rather learn from somebody that's good at real estate or good at teaching real estate, right? Stefanos is not only good at closing, he's also very good at closing, and he's very good at teaching. And Stefanos, myself, and Brandon, we do run a mentorship, okay? And I just want to let everyone know that we are taking a few people this month. Okay. Now we're all very busy. We all still close. Like we don't have a ton of time, right? So we're not taking 10,000 people, right? I think what is it, Steph? We're down to our last like 6 seats or 7 seats this month or something like that.
honestly, yeah, it's really case by case, guys. Like
Yeah.
we're not looking to bring on anybody. Really, it's really just case by case. If you are someone who wants to get in the game or you want to improve your game, let us know. But we're not out there chasing after anybody. It's really about helping those that want to be helped. Because I would even argue, like Mark and you yourself as well, our style of coaching is very unique to every single person. No one's the same at all. So whatever it is that you need, again, reach out if you want to. Let us know, but we're gonna see how we can help and if we can help in the first place.
Yeah. Amazing. Amazing. Well, it's been a pleasure, Stephanos. As always, man. I'm
Thanks,
sure
man.
we'll see each other here
Appreciate it.
soon.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
Hopefully everyone learned something from this video today. Drop a comment. If you watched this far, drop a comment. What word should we do, Steph?
I don't know. Deal. Use the word deal.
Use the word deal if you watched this far. And you know what? You know what? We'll send you what will we send them, Steph?
To do I don't know, you want to send some maybe like the flow chart as well as maybe some recordings? What do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think?
You
I'm
know
cool.
what?
Let me know what you need.
If you comment deal right now, we will send you one of our recordings right now. We're gonna lock that in. We appreciate every single person for joining this YouTube video, and we're excited. We're gonna be active on here, dropping some free sauce for everyone. So stay tuned for that, and I really appreciate y'all for watching.
Appreciate it. Thanks again.